guys, I thought I'd do a little quick video because I feel like doing a video. So we're doing a scrap buster and great gift thing. So it only has 3 pieces. So these 2 are cut out of stabilizer, and then you need to cut 2 of this shape. I have laminated my pieces to make it much easier to do. So we're going to take one side, and I did already do this off camera because I didn't really think about it. And what I did was I attached this pattern piece to here and punched out little holes. So you can see it in the pattern. I've just used my hole punch to punch holes, and then I have transferred those to here and then used a small rotary cutter, or you could use scissors to cut the lines. And then on that side, you want to put one of the stabilizer pieces, and then I've already done the lines because I just have, and so I've lined up the magnet placement and drawn a little line, and then I took my gasket, and I'll just do it for doing its sake, and I placed that on there and then drew the 2 lines. And so then I'm going to take my knife and just cut those spaces. So then I did the same to the opposite piece for the top magnet placement. And then again, so the way that I cut this, because this might be useful too, doesn't matter if these lines aren't perfectly straight, the magnet can go on any angle. So what I do is I always place the blade away from me, which is a little bit redundant at the moment because I'm doing a video, and I place the blade at this edge here, and then as I push it in on that angle, it will cut up that line for me to make sure that I'm not misplacing it in any way. So now that we've done that, I'm going to take my rainbow magnet, if I can get it open. They're quite strong, and fake nails don't help in this particular instance. Whoops. And the main reason I'm using a rainbow magnet is because I'm using a rainbow splash cork that I got from an online porcupine crafts maybe? I don't know, but I will put a link in the description of where I got the cork. I needed some for a custom order, and I bought the minimal amount, but I really just needed even less for the custom order, so now I get to play with the rest of it. Hey honey,
yeah.
Can you separate this for me? I'm really struggling.
What is it?
2 pieces of magnet. I just can't get them apart.
We're just magnets, are they?
Yeah. Thank you. Right. Okay, so on this side, with the slits, we're going to put the magnet. Wherever those slits may be. They're quite hard to see on cork. There's one, there's the other. So then before I bend it over, I'm going to put one of my gaskets on top like that. And bend them, I like to bend mine outwards, like that. And then we're going to take the other piece and we're going to put our male or smaller piece into here. 1 and 2, and then again we put a gasket on the back and bend them outwards so that they're sitting flat. If you struggle with that, I just grab a pair of like craft pliers, jewelry pliers. They're like quite rounded, and it just helps me to bend it over because sometimes my fingers kind of suck at that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to join all of this together. Now, I did think about using double-sided tape, which would be fine for this top half, but you don't want to put double-sided tape down near where the slits and the cards will sit, otherwise they're more likely to stick. So what we can do is we can take some double-sided tape and just put like a piece, a shorter piece, on the top half. Like that. And then just smooth it along, and you can peel the backing off. Now, a lot of you guys ask me where do I get my double-sided tape, so I'm going to start answering it in the videos. I get mine from the reject shop because it's cheap, it's convenient, and they've always got something in stock. There's no, in my opinion, there's no better brand of double-sided tape, so I just buy the cheap stuff. It's all much of a muchness. And so try and save $1 where you can. All right, so I've stuck down that half. Now I'm just going to come and clip the half that hasn't got the sticky tape. So I'm just going to go right along the edge and grab some double-sided clips. Now you don't want to use pins because you'll put holes in your cork that you can't undo. So you probably want these pretty close together so that it's going to match up well. And then I'm going to come down the other side as well. And along the end, making sure everything's lined up. Like so. And I'm using lots of clips so that it doesn't slip. Alright, so now I've got this. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. So, now that I've got this shape, the idea is that we're going to fold it up, over and around. Obviously you can't fold it with those clips there, but you get the idea. So we go up, folded and around, and this is the end result. But first we do need to stitch it together. So before we do that, we're just going to fold up this bottom half and then use those clips to clip it all together. So what I might do is I might stitch along here and then I'm going to stitch up and around the sides. And what that's going to do is make sure that there's no open end here. Alright, so I'm going to stitch, I've got my rainbow thread in since everything else is rainbow, and I'm going to do 2 stitches on a longer stitch length. So I've gone up to 4 because I do want it to be a little bit decorative. And I'm going to do 2 stitches and then go back into that first hole and stitch along the edge at about 1/8 of an inch. And then back stitch 2 stitches and then trim off those tails. So now the end is sealed. Now on the pattern, it actually shows you where you need to put the crease to be able to fold it up on itself, which should be right here. So I'm then going to take these clips like so. We only need half of them now. And you may be wondering why I put so many on in the first place, and the answer is to make sure that everything lined up originally. Alright. So then the idea is that this will fold up and that will come down. So long as it seals, we're good to go. So now from the outside, I am going to top stitch the whole way around. If you wanted to, you could skip this bottom bit and we could just make sure it's got a really good crease. So you can just stitch the raw edge parts. But I am going to stitch with the outside face up so that it is the neatest when it's closed, because the bobbin just never looks quite as good as the top. It's just how it is. So we're doing 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And I manually cranked 3 holes and then went back through the first one to seal all that up. I'm not going too fast because it's top stitching and you'll notice it. We want it to look really, really nice. I'll tell you what, I'm very happy I chose the rainbow thread. It looks wonderful. Now, keeping in mind that there's a magnet here, it might try and shift a little bit. And then needle down and then pivot. We don't want to go too fast, especially at the thick part of everything. Now again, if you want to, you can stitch along the bottom. I don't feel it's necessary, and so I won't be. And then we're going to trim off those tails and then seal it up. And that is a super, super quick, super cute pattern. So you can put your money into this bit here. So you can have your notes up there, and then you can have some cards here. So it's got 2 card slots, but you could probably put more than 2 cards in it. So this was my fun, quick project that I just felt like making for no other reason than it's adorable. So I hope this was inspirational, and it's a really great gift for somebody. All right, guys, bye.